Hi everybody, it's Randy Thompson again with Horse and Rider Awareness. Today we're going to continue with our transitions. What we're going to focus on is, thanks to Carlos, is the transitions themselves take what's called a half halt. All right, Allie, so your question was, now that we've been working with the half halts and you've been playing with them, you're not always sure if, in fact, the half halts are going through the horse from your riding position, right?
Right, I do actually think I got them, but I want to double check because I'm not really sure. Sometimes I feel like he's going perfect. I do a half halt and everything was just perfect for that moment, but I want to really make sure what I'm feeling is actually what is happening.
Well, that's a very good question, and one that many people have, especially since most people aren't even sure what a real half halt is. So what have you learned? How can you tell when your horse is half halting? How can you feel it through his body?
Well, I feel him shifting back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like his shoulders come up and he shifts back, and it feels kind of like he sits down a little bit more and kind of rebalance, and it makes like a more collected next step.
Good, good. And what do you feel happen in your riding position?
Well, that's the part that I think I'm doing it right, because I believe I used to do them kind of half okay. I think most people does it kind of half okay, but now I even before I used to just hold him in well, I'm stopping my horse. I really don't know why. I'm actually thinking that I'm stopping him for something before, and now I know it's not stopping the horse, because that's not what we're working on. We are just working on rebalance him and shift him back and rebalance again. So with that, my legs, I believe they are in the right position, which is helping him to go forwards and rebalance. And my seat is like, for one moment, for like just a split second, it's like I stop every movement with my back.
Yes.
And at the same time that he's shifting back. And I think I'm doing it right, but actually I'm not quite sure.
Well, that's perfect, because a lot of people are going to feel the same.
Okay.
You know, they're going to be wondering the same thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is help you isolate what your position will feel like as you're doing a half halt, because that's the hardest thing for most people. What I'd like you to do is to take a hold of the front of your saddle with both of your hands.
Like this?
That's right. Yeah, feel that? Let me get a little closer here. There you go. Now I'd like you to pull your seat forward until you feel your seat bones come towards your hands just a little bit. You'll feel yourself going deeper in the saddle. You feel that?
Right there. Yeah.
That's it. That's what people call the bracing of the back, or what you do, get your hips coming through the elbow as part of your seat.
Okay.
Which is what we start with a half halt. So first you feel that your seat, you feel how it's kind of tucked in there?
Yeah.
What that does, it allows the horse to be in the right place to pick your seat up.
Okay.
Which is a sign of when you're actually feeling a correct half halt. All right, now we're going to continue by going down your leg. You feel that feeling with your hand there. Now I'm going to go down to your leg. What you need to do is now take the feeling from feeling yourself pulled into the saddle a little bit. Feel your elbows going into your seat bone, and then allow your thighs to go down deeper, so your knees go down, all the way down into your heel. So it's going to be one movement. As you tuck yourself into the saddle, feel your knees go down and feel like your weight goes back, so the back of your calf stretches and wraps around his rib cage. That's all right. Take your time. Take your time. And again, this is good because people need to see what you're going through to feel it. Now, you feel where that sets you?
Yeah.
Yep, and that's just your half halt position. Seat, legs, and then when you pick up your hands, when you get ready to, use your reins as part of this, what we're doing is we're using them as a call of attention for the horse to get them to mentally connect with us too. So we slow down the front end of the horse by slowly shortening your reins, keeping your hand in that little box that we put in front of the withers. We call it the money box. It's maybe 6 inches by 6 inches each direction, and that's where the rider's hand should stay. You feel where he starts getting ready to back up?
Yeah.
That's when he first starts feeling your aids for a half halt. All you need to do is to start feeling that. As soon as you start feeling that, is when you continue to add your legs and your seat and your hands. Actually, it'll be your seat, legs, and then you'll pick up the reins, because he'll feel as soon as you shorten your seat, when you tighten it up a little bit like that and wrap your legs around, he'll bring his hind legs underneath of him. Then as you pick up your reins, what he'll do is he'll shift back and pick you up from the front.
Yeah, it's like he's going to lift up in here, right? In the
That's
front.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're going to be riding the base of his neck to do that. All right, let's go for a walk and just see what you're feeling today. You'll probably slide out of that position right away, and that's normal because it's your half halt position. It'll get to where you can stay there more and more. That's it. And if you could do like a circle around me, 20 meter, it's easier to keep the camera on you that way. That's it. Okay, now you feel right now his back is hollow.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all right because he's warming up, so we're not going to be too picky about that. But you'll also notice he likes to flip his nose to the outside. So I'd like you, as we're working on this, to focus on being able to tip his nose slightly to the right, since we're going to the right, so that he, yep, and then you let his neck go straight. Then tip his nose a little bit to the right. Good. Okay, so now slow down the trot to the slowest trot that you can, where you can feel him pick up his back the most.
Without stopping?
Oh, yeah, without stopping. If he stops, all it is that you're not using your leg to keep him up. So if he stops at the trot, it's because your leg isn't there to balance him in the trot. Good. Slow him down to the slowest trot that you can. Think passage. There. Feel him picking his back up?
Yeah.
That's it. Now just play with it because first he wants to learn how to be able to carry you in the half halt balance. So while you're doing that, you'll be doing a slower trot than normal because it teaches him how to lift you up on the seat differently. As he gains strength and carrying himself in self-carriage, it won't seem like it takes as much. But in the meantime, as you said, you'll be thinking about it a lot. Now in that half halt, your upper body went forward and your heel went up, just so you know, which means that it won't go through his body. Good. Now we're going to go from your medium type of trot into a longer trot and see if you can still keep him underneath of your seat as you do that. That's it. Keep your elbows back. Yep, you should feel like your hips are coming through your elbows. Post lower. Good girl. Take your time. Okay, you're going to do 8 steps longer trot and then 8 steps medium trot.
Okay.
Oh, you feel where his nose falls out?
Yes.
So if his nose falls out, what's happening?
My outside rein and my legs.
That's right. Your outside rein isn't telling him where to keep it. And your legs might have been keeping him there, but there is no rein for him to come to balance from the front with, right?
Right.
So it's always you get the hind legs to step up. So they pick up your back from the, pick up your seat from the back, and your reins will pick up the seat from the front. Heard him. That's it. Take your time. Because you really, especially with the jumper division, you need to be able to have him where he'll rock back and do any distance that you want. So you can see where this is becoming a foundation for that, can't you?
Oh yeah, even though that little bit that we already have done.
Yes.
This week and last week helped me tremendously on his jumps.
Yes. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Good. Like, so as we were doing the half halt, you came up with an interesting point, and that was the 3-second rule.
Yeah, I was going to say that there is probably some people that might not know why you say all the time, or most of the time say when we are holding, we don't hold for more than 3 seconds.
With your leg are your reins, are your seat.
Yeah, and that is, to me, you don't hold for more than 3 seconds because if not, you're trying to teach the horse to rebalance. So what you're trying to do is bring him and let go. Bring him and let go until he finds his point. But if you bring him and hold him and hold him and hold him, he's never going to find the balancing point.
And they start resisting.
He starts resisting, and what you're going to find out is instead of for the horse to be more collected and rounded in balance, he's going to start to go forwards. He's going to start leaning on the mouth and start going forwards, and you're going to start losing the legs.
That's right, that's right.
That's why it's so important not to do it for more than 3 seconds. So
that's right.
He's rebalancing. He's learning to rock back and rebalance.
Yep,
all the time.
rebalance. Yep, and you notice it's a mental and physical thing.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing is that's important to add when you're doing this, especially when you start, is rewarding the horse and yourself, because all of a sudden you'll feel him come underneath of you, and that's when you need to reward yourself a little bit. I don't know, we'll have to give you treats or something.
Yeah.
Because most people have a hard time recognizing when they're doing something right. They're so focused on doing something wrong that they forget to pay attention to when they're doing something good.